Hi guys, I bring you here a Tomb King's battle report, and this time it's against Lizardmen. There are two main relevant features here on the terrain. The first one is a wizard tower on the north, and on the right you can see an altar of Cain. The Lizardmen player wins the role to choose sides and deploys on the north. The Hierophant rolls Cursed Blade, Smiting, Protection and Vengeance has his spells, while the level 2 Wizard of Death gets Spirit Leech and Soul Blight. We roll off to see who starts the game, and Lizardmen get the head start. Here you can see the Lizardmen player deployment, with Krogar in the middle of his army. On the right, a new unit of Skinks, a Stegadon, the Cold Ones, and the Temple Guards deploy. On the left, a unit of Skinks with the Shaman, then a unit of Saurus Warriors, and on the far left, another unit of Skinks. Here you can see the Tomb King's deployment. On the left, a unit of chariots led by a prince. Behind the building, represented by a card box, is a unit of carrions, and behind them, the unit of archers where both wizards hide. On the right, there is the Titan, and on the right of him, it's the unit of skeleton warriors led by the Tomb King itself. Behind the warriors unit is the Screaming Skull catapult, and just to the right of the unit, just behind the building, is a Necropolis Knight unit. Finally, in front of the Titan, a unit of horse archers deploy via scouting. The Temple Guard advance while the Skinks do the same. The Cold One unit prepares itself for a countercharge in case the chariots decide to charge the Skinks. The Stegadon moves toward the middle. Krogar positions himself so that his leadership aura benefits most of the army. The Skinks move into the tower, while the Saurus horde swiftly forms and advances between the buildings. The Skinks on the right advance to block the Necropolis Knights. The Tomb King army advances forward, with the chariots and the Necropolis Knight moving a few inches, while the skeleton warriors swiftly form, and the horse archers move toward the Saurus warrior unit. The Titan moves forward, and the carrion cross the building. The skeleton archers bunker in the tower itself. On a 6 dice magic phase, a Spirit Leech against Krogar is dispelled, while Vengeance is scrolled against the Saurus warrior. The combined arrows of the chariot unit and the archers on the tower manage to kill 2 Skink warriors on the left, while the Screaming Skull catapult hits the Skinks on the wizard tower and kills 4 of them, but they hold. The Skinks on the left move to bait the chariot unit, while the Temple Guard and the Cold Ones move for a countercharge. The Stegadon and Krogar position themselves in the middle. On the right, the Skinks move to bait the Necropolis Knights, while the Saurus warrior prepare for a countercharge. On the magic phase, the Lizardman player gets 8 power dice, and tries to 6 dice a number spears against the Hydro Titan. He rolls high enough, but a scroll is used to stop the spell. Then, with the remaining power dice, he tries to cast Flock of Doom, but it's dispelled too. The Skinks on the left shoot against the chariots and cause 4 wounds, while the Skinks on the right cause 1 wound on the Necropolis Knights. The Necropolis Knights declare a charge against the Skinks, who stand and shoot against them. The chariots on the left backpedal a few inches, while the Skeleton Warrior swift reform advance. The Titan, fearing another Amber Spear, backpedals. Both entombed scorpions appear, and appear near the Wizard Tower. The Necropolis Knights easily make the charge, and the stand and shoot does no damage to them. On the magic phase, smiting on the chariots is dispelled, while a protection is cast on them successfully, healing them 4 wounds back. With the remaining dice, an incantation of vengeance is cast on the Saurus Warrior unit, which reduces their movement speed by 3. On the shooting phase, the chariots and archers on the tower kill 2 more skinks, and the catapult misfires, losing its shots this turn. The Necropolis Knight slaughtered the poor skinks and overran 11 inches, just outside the Saurus Warrior line of sight. The skinks on the left move again to block a charge from the chariots, while the Temple Guard and Cold Ones prepare for a charge next turn. The Stegadon and Croc Guard reposition themselves in the middle, while the Saurus Warrior prefer to stay put to prevent any casualty from dangerous terrain. On the magic phase, a 6-diced Amber Spear on the Necropolis Knight fails, and thus the magic phase ends. The skinks on the tower shoot the scorpion on the right, killing him outright. Here you can see the Temple Guard and Cold Ones preparing for a counter charge against the chariots next turn, or a charge in case they stay put. And here you can see Krogar ready to charge the archer unit on the building or the carrions in front of them. The only charge this turn is the Scorpion against the skinks on the tower. The carrions move to stop a charge from the Temple Guard or Cold Ones, while the chariots backpedal. The archers exit the building, fearing Krogar. The Skeleton Warrior swift reform, facing the middle of the field. On the magic phase, vengeance on the Cold One is dispelled, while a Spirit Leech on the BSV fails to hurt him. On the shooting phase, the chariots manage to kill a skinks, while the Screaming Skull catapult scatters and just hits 2 Cold Ones, who pass their armor saves. Here you can see the carrions chaffing up the Temple Guard and Cold Ones, while the Scorpion charges the skinks on the tower, trying to kill the shaman in close combat. But the skinks are too fast and too poisonous, and they swiftly kill the Scorpion before he can manage to wound the shaman. The Temple Guards charge the carrion and easily get to them. The Cold Ones and Stegan reposition themselves, while the skink move up to shove up the chariot unit again. The Saurus Warrior swift reform to face the Necropolis Knight unit that was threatening their flank. On the magic phase, Wisdom is cast on the Temple Guard, which easily slaughtered the carrions. The carrions managed to kill the champion unit, but die horribly. Then the Temple Guard reformed to face the chariot unit. The Tomb Prince in the chariot unit charged the skinks on the flank, who hold. The chariots backpedal a few inches, while the Skeleton Warrior unit advance forward. The Horse Archer moved to block Krogar, while the Necropolis Knight swift reform and move away from the Skeleton Warrior unit's line of sight, facing the flank of Krogar. Finally, the Sepulchral Stalker unit appears behind the Cold Ones. On the magic phase, vengeance is dispelled on the Temple Guards, while a Spirit Leech against the Battle Standard Bearer fails to wound him again. The Sepulchral Stalker unit that appear behind the Cold Ones shoot at them and kills 3. They fail their panic test twice and run forward, blocking the Temple Guard's charge. Meanwhile, the Prince easily kills all the skinks on the unit and reforms to redirect the Temple Guard unit in case they charge. The Stegadon charges the Skeleton Warrior unit trying to kill the Tomb King. Meanwhile, the Battle Standard Bearer charges the Prince on the chariot. Krogar fails his march test and just moves 8 inches backwards outside the Necropolis Knight unit's line of sight. On the magic phase, Wisans is cast on the Temple Guard unit in case of a charge from the chariots. The Battle Standard Bearer does 2 wounds to the mounted Tomb Prince, who in return does 2 wounds to him, killing him. Then he swiftly reforms to face the Cold Ones, who has just rallied. Meanwhile, the Stegadon kills 4 Skeleton Warriors with his charge, and the Skinks manage 1 wound on the Tomb King. The Tomb King himself heroic killing blows the Stegadon away. Seeing their opportunity, the chariots charge against the Tomb Guard, while the Tomb Prince and the Skeleton Warriors charge against the Cold Ones. The Horse Archer fail to restrain their desire for blood and fail their frenzy test granted by the Altar of Cain nearby. They charge the Skeleton Warriors. The Necropolis Knights backpedal a few inches now that the screen of the Horse Archers is not there to help them. On the magic phase, smiting is dispelled from the chariots, but protection is cast on them. A boosted Soul Blight affects all the enemy army. The Screaming Skull Catapult tries to hit the Shaman unit, but its shot scatters away. The chariot charge manages to kill 8 Temple Guards, but in return they hit harder than expected, and they kill 2 chariots and wound another one. The Temple Guard then hold. Meanwhile, the Cold Ones are hit by the combined might of the Tomb Prince and the Tomb King. In the ensuing battle, all Cold Ones except 1 are killed, and the remaining survivor runs away, but is quickly catch up by the Chariot Prince and killed. The Horse Archer, in their bloodlust, overestimated their combat abilities and are quickly killed by the Saurus Warrior. The Saurus Warrior horde tries a long charge against the Skeleton Warrior units and fails. Meanwhile, Krogar manages a charge against the Necropolis Knights. The Shaman tries to cast Wisans on the Temple Guard, but fails, thus ending their magic phase. Krogar and his Carnosaur on the charge manage to kill 2 Necropolis Knights, who in return only do 1 wound to Krogar. The unit crumbles away, sadly. On the magic phase, smiting is dispelled on the Skeleton Warriors, while Soul Blight is cast successfully on the Temple Guard. Finally, Cursed Blade is cast on the Skeleton Warriors. The Screaming Skull Catapult tries to hit the Shaman unit again, but scatters. On a bloody battle, 4 Skeleton Warriors are destroyed by the Temple Guard, but the combined attack of the Tomb King and the Chariots managed to kill 8 of the Temple Guards. The Tomb Prince itself falls in combat, but the chariot remains. The Temple Guard unit try to hold, but the fury of the Tomb King is too much for them and they run away. The Skeleton Warrior unit pursues and catches them, killing them all.